The divisional round of the NFL playoffs is almost upon us, and the Raiders got eliminated week 1. What could be more exciting than that? What's good, everyone? My name is SD Sports Fanatic, and today we're going to be going over the NFL divisional round of the playoffs and who I think will be advancing on to the AFC and NFC championship games. And to start out our divisional round of the playoffs, we have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Tennessee to face the well-rested Tennessee Titans. The Cincinnati Bengals just came off a nail-biter of a win against the Las Vegas Raiders. Thank you, Bengals. Thank you. The Bengals offense looked high-powered and explosive. Joe Burrow slinging the ball across the field. That dude's crazy. He's the real deal. You know, they were scoring a ton of points against the Raiders defense, who, while not the most strong, is definitely a respectable unit. And the Bengals defense was able to stop the Raiders for most of the game. You know, the fourth quarter does concern me a little bit with the Bengals, especially them giving the Raiders a chance at the end of the game to score and, you know, bring the game closer than it actually was. But, you know, they still got the job done and took care of business. The Bengals offense, like I mentioned, is one of the best in the NFL, and I think if they're going to make it to the Super Bowl, it's going to be because of their offense. Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, these guys are putting on a show, and a lot of defenses are going to have many, many problems trying to stop these guys. As for the Titans, they had their first round bye. They were able to rest up a lot of their starters, which was key for them, especially with the addition of Derrick Henry coming back. He will be playing in this game. I don't know how much he's going to be actually playing and how much they're going to use him and what he's going to look like out there, but he's playing, and he's a difference maker for that team. Julio Jones will be playing. A.J. Brown will be playing. They're basically getting their whole team back. And for the Titans, it's really going to come down to the play of their starting quarterback, Ryan Tannehill. I think he's a very solid starter in the NFL, but at times he does struggle a little bit. If the Titans are going to be able to match the Bengals offense, their defense is going to have to stop the Bengals, which it's capable of, but like I mentioned, the Bengals offense is very good, and the Titans have to match the Bengals on offense. Derrick Henry, like I mentioned, we don't know what he's going to do, so it's going to come down to Ryan Tannehill making the big throws. That'll be the difference between their offense, you know, having a lackluster performance and their offense being able to match that of the Bengals. Because I think with the weapons that the Titans have, they could match the Bengals on offense. It's just whether or not Tannehill will rise to the occasion. So in the end, I think this game's going to be very good and very entertaining, but I'm going to have to give the slight advantage to the Bengals. I think they're riding the hot hand right now, and their offense is just way too powerful to stop. I think the Titans are going to put up a fight. I think their defense is going to slow the Bengals enough to where the game is close, but their offense isn't going to be able to match that of the Bengals, especially with the question mark of Derrick Henry and how he's going to play in this game. So I think the Bengals are going to win and move on to the AFC Championship game. Next up for the Saturday Night Football game, we have a very familiar matchup with the 49ers taking on the Green Bay Packers. The 49ers just played in a nail-biter of a game against the Dallas Cowboys last week in the wild card game. They looked insanely good in the first half, firing on all cylinders on offense, and the defense looking fantastic. And then they started choking away the game in the second half, which gave all Niners fans PTSD of the Super Bowl. Jimmy G played very mediocre. Like I said, in the first half, he looked pretty damn good. And then the second half, he came out sloppy and had a very costly turnover that looked as if was going to ruin the 49ers season, but thank God the Cowboys just suck that bad and didn't end up winning that game. The 49ers D did exceptionally well, stopping the Cowboys offense numerous times throughout the game, but they did lose Nick Bosa throughout the whole game, and he is questionable to return in the NFC Divisional Round. So that could prove very costly for the 49ers. While their defense is still up there with some of the top ones, without Nick Bosa, it is a huge blow, and the Packers might look to exploit that weakness. As for the Packers, they're coming off a very critical bye week in which they were able to rest their starters and get a ton of their injured players back. Aaron Jones, David Bakhtiari, Jair Alexander all look like they're going to be playing in this game, and if that's the case, it's going to be a huge boost to that Packers team and increase their chances of winning. Aaron Rodgers has been killing it this season, one of the best seasons he's had in a Packers uniform. He's my favorite to win MVP, but regardless, I think he's going to continue this and put up an absolute show in Green Bay this week against the 49ers. The 49ers, like I mentioned, their defense might be without Nick Bosa. I think that's going to be critical if that's the case. Aaron Rodgers is already a great quarterback, but missing one of your best pass rushers could prove to be very costly. While the 49ers have an explosive run game, and I think it's going to help them a lot in this game against the Packers, I think Jimmy G is really holding back this offense, and his days in the 49er uniform are numbered. Jimmy G last game was very hot and cold, and if he has the same performance against the Packers, it's going to cost them. He needs to come out and do very well. He can't have costly interceptions like he did against the Cowboys. This Packers team is way too good to give them chances like that at the end of the game to come back and win. So while I think this game is going to be good, and the Packers have previously struggled against the 49ers in the playoffs, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to exercise his 49ers playoff demons and get the job done and advance the Packers to the NFC Championship game. And now the other NFC Divisional Round football game, which will be played on Sunday afternoon, features the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Tampa Bay and taking on the Patriots. I mean, the Buccaneers. The Rams absolutely smoked the Cardinals last week in Los Angeles. The defense made Kyler Murray look like a kindergartner trying to throw the football, no pun intended, and the defense looked absolutely unstoppable. The Rams offense did just good enough to win. I mean, when the Cardinals offense are putting up 0 points throughout most of the game, it's pretty easy to win, and the offenses have to do much, but they did put up enough points to win them the game. Matthew Stafford played all right. He, didn't have anything flashy, but he didn't turn over the ball, which is important, and he got his first playoff win, so congratulations to him. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, on the other hand, basically had a bye week. They played the Eagles and absolutely smoked them in Tampa Bay. And with this win for the Buccaneers comes a massive price. The Buccaneers lost a few of their starting offensive linemen to injury in this game, and it looks as if they will not be playing in the game against the Rams. The offensive line of the Buccaneers gave up 4 sacks to the Eagles' pass rush core, which is not as good as the Rams, who boast Von Miller and Aaron Donald, 2 of the top premier pass rushers in the NFL. And so if this offensive line plays the way they did against the Eagles, it's going to be a tough day for Tom Brady to throw the ball. So I think the offensive line is going to be the Achilles heel of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. The Buccaneers still have Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette on their offense, but the fact that their offensive line is in shambles is going to prove too much, as the Rams defense is going to terrorize Tom Brady all game. And I think if the offense performs the same way they do against the Cardinals and put up just enough points to where their defense can relax a little bit and play more loose, I think this is going to go a long way for the Rams, and I'm actually going to take the Rams beating the Buccaneers at home and eliminating Tom Brady. And finally, we have my most anticipated playoff game this weekend, and one that I'm absolutely excited to watch. We have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Buffalo Bills just came off an impressive win against the Patriots where they absolutely curb stomped them. The Patriots had no chance. The Bills' offense was firing on all cylinders. Josh Allen looked fantastic, while the defense stymied Mac Jones and made him look like a rookie quarterback. Right now, the Bills are probably the most well-put-together team in the NFL, and if they can play like that again against the Chiefs, it's going to be a nightmare for the Chiefs to stop the Bills. And on the opposite end of the field, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, who came off an impressive win against the Pittsburgh Steelers and basically sent Old Man Ben off to retirement. The offense of the Chiefs looked slow in the first quarter, but afterwards, they got the gears moving and did their normal Chiefs thing where they put up a ton of points in a short amount of time, and Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs to a win against the Steelers. Like I said about the Bills, the Chiefs are one of the most complete teams in the NFL. Their offense is amazing, as you know. And the defense, although they were slow in the beginning of the season and gave up a ton of points, ever since the addition of Melvin Ingram, the defense has looked way better and has been able to stop opponents a lot more than it did in the beginning. So, like I said about the Bills, the Chiefs are going to be very hard to stop if they're firing on all cylinders this Sunday. So I can see this game going either way, honestly. I think both teams have factors that can put them over the top and win them the game. The Chiefs' offense is absolutely incredible. They can put up a ton of points in a short amount of time and could be too much for the Bills to handle. However, a lot of times this season we've seen that the Chiefs' offense has, sputtered and not looked as sharp as it did last year. So if this happens again, I think that the Bills can, pounce on this opportunity, and their defense is good enough to stop the Chiefs. And if that's the case, then the Bills offense will run away with this game. However, the Bills have also struggled this season, where we've seen lackluster performances against the Patriots and against the Jaguars. And so if that Bills team comes out to play, I think the Chiefs will, put up a ton of points and put the Bills game away early. So, like I said, it's going to be a toss-up. I am extremely excited for this game. I think it's going to be very high-scoring and entertaining. But especially with last year, the Bills, losing to the Chiefs, I think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, and I think they're going to come out firing. So I'm going to give the slight advantage to the Bills to pull off a big upset in Arrowhead. So let me know what you guys think about my predictions down in the comments below. Do you think I nailed these predictions, or do you think I'm absolutely crazy? Please let me know. And if you like these sort of videos, please subscribe to my channel. I'm a huge Padres and Chargers fan, and I love talking about the NFL and MLB. So if this interests you, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.